Oh. Not sure yet. Pretty sure though. Features. I think the next one will go up and to the right so that you can see. No, up and to the left. I'm sorry, I can't left and right today. Down to the right or up and to the right. So there's up there, you right here, up and to the right, up and to the left, to the right or down. I think that's next poll that we're gonna do. Come on, there's a battle. 56 units, not bad, everybody. So much, everybody. Putting down even one unit all day means so much. You're so happy. I love it. See that? She's so snug. So cute. Oh, I know. I know. I think my problem was I was looking in the camera as I did it. I can't left and right today. That's what it is. Rather get another cough drop. Messes everything. It does, yes. Wait, did you say yes? I started hearing him cough. Oh, my nose itches. Good team, go! Did we do it, baby girl? We did it! Jay with 7 kills, Ponijo with 9 assists. We got 3 winners, 7 gold for everyone. Truffle Puffler with 1 flying rogue, Kitty Blep with 1 musketeer, and Isabella with 50 gold. Awesome. Continue. You have 30 minutes on this next battle. Put some units down if you want to. Oh. I don't have very... Well, I'm using that one. Lost Traveling's going on alert. Good luck. May the ads be in your favor, what? No, really. I actually have to turn my little heater on. It's thing in here today. Right? I'm shocked. Normally you come back and you're like, yeah, I just like made dinner and my kid's not happy with roasted vegetables with a side of vegetables. Okay, that happened once, but that was fun. Ooh, are you really excited? I hope it's a nice day for it. I'm going to work tomorrow. Oh, it's 96. Oh, send some heat my way. Freezing. You want to know how cold it is here? I'll tell you. Freezing. I'm gonna get all the alerts now. That's what happened. Hold on, it's loading. 51 degrees. I'm not okay with it. And only a few updates. That's good. Not a million like that. You okay, baby? Just scared herself. She's sleeping and she barks and she jumped. Like she barked in her sleep. That was cute. Like she scared herself awake. It's adorable. Still a lot of this color. Oh, baby girl. Where's your toucan? You want me to show off your progress? He's done a lot on that. I'm quite proud of her. Almost done with the body? Look at this. Look. There's the eyeballs. Wait. Okay, the eyes look weird right now because it doesn't have a beak, but look at that. She even sewed that on. That's on good. Heck yeah. Look at that. She's doing good. I'm proud of her. Okay. I'm excited that she's working on it. I can't wait till it's done because, yeah, then I can be like, a baby girl made this and I might keep it. And then she'll be like, no. I'll be like, why? And then she'll just glare at me like, seriously. Yep. Seriously. Would I keep it? Probably. She does, all the time. But her feet are not as big as mine. Or, her feet are bigger than mine. So she can't steal the foot mitten. I'm making her own pair. Reminds me, baby girl, after stream, have me measure your foot. So, I know exactly how big to make. Honestly, I think she should be glad that everybody voted for the toucan and not the sheep. Because the sheep I probably would have kept. But she's doing so good. And then the foot mittens maker, yeah. You know, she's making her own too. So yeah, then she can make her own forever. I think the only downfall is she likes the taller socks. So her foot mittens have to be taller also, and yeah. Needs that? You don't think so? Okay. Got some, yeah. And celery. Did you eat dinner? Made her day. Like, do we have carrots? I'm like, yeah. We even bought some celery. But lost traveling, you could have had my kid and made her vegetables with a side of vegetables, and she would have been ecstatic about it. And JC Buttons? Of course. Let me grab him. He's teeny tiny. He's gonna get mad at me, but that's alright. It's worth it. Let me mark this. Don't eat. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, that's big. He's a big boy. Look at your face. You're so cute. He's like, Mom, leave me alone. There he is. Like, you woke me up, but I'm purring, so I'm okay with it. The baby. He feels better now, yay! Okay, look. He even lays like a baby. He's like, hold me like a baby. Go, baby. Now I'm gonna have hair up my nose again. That's alright though. Who cares about a little hair up my nose, right? And he appreciates the cuddles. Yay for Jay feeling better. Yeah, if anybody feels, you know, down and depressed or sad or just meh, and specific animal here, within reason, will make you feel better, just like. Oh gosh. Yes, the screaming goat is necessary, but unfortunately, I do not have goats. In case anybody's wondering. Like, why is it so dark? Because I moved that. Well, then.
Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling.
Ooh, badger. Oh, I like that one. Doesn't want the ticket. That's fine. Wow, that hurt. So the raffle is for a giveaway ticket for the end of the year. What's that? A giveaway ticket. The giveaway at the end of the year is for one of my Stitch-alongs. I'm probably going to give away 2 because I'm doing 2 this year. But yeah. Can't have too many overabundance here. Or can I? Duty is plotting. Right? I mean, what? You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down. I'm happy you're here too. For Jody? Yes. Not all expense paid. Sorry. Even if the sky is falling down. Got lots of people in it this year again. So far. Only catch them twice a week. That's perfectly fine. It's alright. I know I used to go later during the week, but I am horrible at going to bed after stream. So if I can have like an hour to hang out in another stream before I do go to bed, it makes my life a little easier.
The sky sometimes hides behind the clouds. Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights. Why does the rain always keep on pouring down when it's gray outside? It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder.
I feel bad anytime I do have to cancel streams. But like real life, right? Real life happens.
Until winter comes. Until winter comes. Until winter comes. It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder.
Okay, let's get a poll up for what way we go next. Yeah, life does happen. I mean, I've had to cancel midstream because life happens, and that's insane when that happens. Ozzy, how's it going? I hope all's well in your corner of the world.
It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder.
But Thursday, I did click no for the prediction. Lunch with a friend, excited because like I had a lot left. Ooh, it was great, awesome.
Yeah, it makes me wonder. Ooh, it makes me wonder.
Ooh, piping hot tea. I'm here there too. Yeah, you did. You did. But why did I click no? Because I still had the whole hat and the hair to do. That's why. And part of the skirt.
Call it off and don't look back. Take me off this lonely track.
Like, if it was only putting the hair on, I would have hit the close. But then I did finish it yesterday. It's still a lot to do. All hands on deck. Dancing colors. Hello. How's it going? Got Stuffy Ann, EK, and everybody else. How's it going? Welcome on in. If you don't know me, I'm Zakayla. I'm a variety crafter here on Twitch. Variety crafter. I do a huge variety of crafts, mainly fiber arts. Kind of cross stitch was my gateway craft. Sorry, my eyes got something in it. Ooh, coffee talk. Oh wow, Niffy Lou. Oh, now they're working. Niffy Lou, thank you for that follow. I do appreciate it. I also am a stream captain. So feel free to join Stream Raiders if you play. But how was your stream? Coffee talk. I saw Duo play that, and I like coffee, and yeah. But yeah, I do a large variety of crafts, as you can tell from the command. Counted cross stitch was my gateway craft. I learned it when I was like 5-ish. Counted, not printed. I always specify that because I've had people go, oh, so you started with the picture printed. No, I learned how to count while doing counted cross stitch. Somehow I still can't count right. Colored a cute kitten. Aww. Tempted to do different voices while reading coffee. Awesome. Jay's lurking. Okay, that's fine. But along with cross stitch, I do a lot of other stuff such as crochet, which is probably my main thing that I do. I also knit. I can hand sew and embroider, but I also have a sewing machine and embroidery machine. I have pearly beads. I learned how to shuttle tat recently. Needle punch, needle felt. I don't know. I do a lot. I really do. It's alright though. And anytime that anybody needs help with any kind of craft that I do know how to do, feel free to ask. I will normally drop what I'm doing, unless it's a rush thing that I'm working on, and help you. Even then, I probably will too. I don't think I've ever said no. Jody, have I ever said no? Katie Taka, hello, how's it going? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. I know, I make it seem like it's brand new Discord. It's been around for a minute. But it sounds great. A lot. But I don't think I've ever said no, right? Like, I think I've even looked up how to do something. Are you like, no. Nope. Ready? Ready? Royalty is never late. Everybody else is all early. Just throwing that out. But it's fine. You came here perfectly on time. So welcome on in. In jazzy colors, I do appreciate the raid. If you have to raid and run perfectly fine, if not, feel free to have a seat, grab your favorite beverage, and do whatever you want. Ooh, you posted. Oh my gosh. You mind if I show that? Like, that's adorable. This, everybody. If only my cats looked like that, right? Like, that would be perfect. The teals, the purples, the pinks, amazing. That's so awesome. You're welcome. I forgot where I just put this stitch, but that's alright. I do that a lot. Okay, I think I found it. Yeah, I did. So if you're new here, I do a giveaway every year. So the raffle that's going on is for a giveaway ticket. And what I give away is in December, I give away one of my stitch alongs that I do. So this is currently one of them, and I have a few of them. So this is one of them. And I'm actually going to be doing a second one this year, so I'll probably give 2 away. Probably. I'm not sure yet. It's still up in the air. Wants food? Yes. We'll get your food. So Stardew Valley is the one that we did last year, and it turned out amazing. The Zodiac is getting shipped to Jody. Jody won last year. Her box is almost totally full. Won't tell her I said almost. Forgive me. Really. But it is open worldwide, and it's a way for me to say thank you for everything for the year. And so, why is there a giveaway ticket up for grabs right now? It's because somebody subbed and did not want their giveaway ticket. So, if anybody subs and does not want the ticket, they can just choose to give it away. It's fine. Either they can pick who, or we can put up for a raffle. Ooh, exciting! 316, even better. That's awesome. Oh god, cat just fell off my... He's alright though. But it's funny every time. You want to know what cat? I'll let you... So I have 5 cats. One of them's really lost travelings, but I just take care of them and love them and like feed them and all that stuff. So it Snaps. Now he's casually walking away. He's like, I did not just... Snap. You're okay. Well, you got this. You got this. I know you can. Well, it does not surprise me, though, because Snaps has fallen off the table a few times. I don't even know how he manages. But he took a bunch of stuff with him, so he cleaned off my table a little. Stop, Snaps. Now I gotta pick all that up. It happened. It's fine. It's the hazard of having animals, right? I think it is time to put the box of yarn away that's next to me. I've used up what I needed to. From it, and yeah, we're happy. Kent is currently extra happy. Got Dutch Brothers coffee, started a piece with a friend, orders supplies for a project. Awesome. I encourage all that. I also enjoy enabling everybody to do all the things. No, really, I do. Oh gosh, that was the wrong way. That would have been funny. So I need details. What's the project for your mom, if you don't mind me asking? Because, well, you know I would. Can handle spicy. Oh, really? I mean, normally, like, kids don't have a good sense of flavor or a sense of taste. Yeah. Go with me on that. Oh, you're so very welcome. I do try keeping chat, well, the whole channel, welcome for everybody, whether you're a crafter, a gamer, both, neither, no matter what. We like being friendly. And I try keeping it a safe space for everybody. Pixel happy picture of daisies. Awesome. Aw, everybody gets her sunflowers. Aw. That's kind of sad. I mean, sunflowers are great, don't get me wrong. I love sunflowers. But kind of sad when people forget that her favorite state. It's so funny because, like, people are like, oh, don't you like roses? No, I like sunflowers. Or tulips, or daffodils. Anything except roses. Covers. Although, when he does get me roses, I still love them. Love sunflowers too, they forget about daisies. So the perfect thing would be getting her bow. Okay, got it. 57 units. Thank you so much, everybody. Putting down even 1 unit means so much. And I'm gonna park this one just in case. I don't know what. Going into the next battle. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna get a poll up. Do poll. Hey. Up and up. Up. Right. Down. Just right. There we go. Poll is up. B1 Stream Raiders. Quinn B with 7 kills, Guso with 8 assists, 2 winners, 6 gold for everyone, Black Rose with 1 paladin, I'm sorry, and Jay with 25 gold. Let's go this way. Couldn't find a pattern with both, unfortunately, and the sunflower ones looked kind of wonky for the size. That makes sense. We have 30 minutes on the clock. Put some units down if you want to. What happened? Also, don't forget to join in that poll. We got 10 minutes on it. And what this is you get to pick what way we move on Zelda. Link. This is Link inside Link because it's like a chain. I don't know. So, if we go up, we're gonna go up and to the left or to the right. Or we can go straight to the right and do part of his arm right there. Or we go down, and I don't think there's much down there, so it might be another... Yeah, might be. I don't think this... Oh, colors out once. But it's, like I said, it's a way for me to have going on.
Don't you worry, I'm not going anywhere. I will stay here. I will stay here. And as long as my heart beats like a drum, then I won't back.
And before we raid out today, I will get an actual percentage of the number that we're stitching, not full-on percentage. I mean, full-on percentage, we're farther than we actually are. We're 83.23%. I did delete more than half of the stitches, though. So that's why I say the actual.
You're like a river in the dark.
Off topic question, go for it. Great Zach, yes, she's awesome. You're awesome. Yeah, go for it. I'm mostly open to any questions. There's a couple I won't answer. For obvious reasons.
You're like an early morning breeze. Your soft red lips and gentle tease. You must have been sent
We talk about a lot.
for me. Come one, come all. Just when I need you, you set sail and navigate. But when I need you, you lift me up till we levitate.
For stream team, it's yours accepting apps and it's okay. Mostly colored. Do crafting as a community channel. I'm not sure if they're accepting new people because Little Bluebird I don't think has been very active. And honestly, I don't know. I was randomly invited to it like 3 years ago. Ish, I think. A little over 3 years ago. Back when it was more active. What you can do is try. But I do know they thought about just deleting the stream team at one point. And I'm like, why? And a lot of us were like, why? We like knowing other people. And sometimes that's a go-to for me to raid out. Not too often, but sometimes. As long as you do craft on occasion, they're okay with it. But I know there's other ones. Like, there's Moco Loco, which is a newer, or not newer, but newer to me one. What's the other crafter one? I don't remember. Oh, King's Creation does it. Creative Kingdom. I don't know about that one, though. I don't know much about that. Like, it's kind of sad that, you know, a lot of the streamers, like, when I started, well, a lot of the crafters, when I started streaming that were streaming, a lot of them don't stream anymore, and it kind of makes me sad a little, right? But I get it. Like, I'll tell people it's not for everyone. Hey, Deadly Mouse, how are you? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. What about jumping around with this? Okay, well. Not this one. Next place I put it. It does. It's not for everyone. And I tell so many... Well, Ozzy, you've been here when I say it. Right? But you've been here. And I tell people, if you're thinking about starting, don't go out and buy all the stuff. Right? You can stream from your camera. Or not your camera. Your laptop. Your phone. Your tablet. Misfit Molly, aka Sensitively Savage, when she streams off of her tablet. Yeah. I know many people. 9.5 actually started off her phone. With light, yes. Yeah, so that's an option. If you have a PC, you can plug your your phone into your PC and stream. But yeah, it's definitely not for everyone. When I started, I bought a cheap kit off Amazon. I think I still have the camera, maybe. But I don't have the microphone anymore. I do have the ring light, but yeah, that's what I did. I only had one camera. It was top-down camera. That's it. So no face camera, no sewing machine camera. Yeah. So you have all the setup, right? And then if you want alerts, like, cool, backlit noodles, yay! If you want alerts, you gotta either make your own alerts or commission somebody. If you're not comfortable with face camera, you gotta be okay with not showing your face. If you want a face camera, you gotta be okay with showing your face. And let's see what else. Oh, if you want extra stuff, gotta make sure to get that stuff. Like, it's a lot. And that's just even before you stream. And don't think that you're gonna, like, hit affiliate overnight. It's possible. Right? Hold on. Let me back up. It's possible to hit affiliate in a month. I say a month because you gotta stream X amount of times and X amount of hours, I believe, to hit that. And you gotta have, what? How many followers do you have to have for affiliate now? I don't remember. Is it 50? I think it's 50. And 3 concurrent viewers, something like that. So bright, it's like staring into the sun. Awesome. Does it work though? And you gotta be okay talking to people. And, like, if you're a crafter, you gotta be okay being able to do everything. 500 total minutes in the last 30 days, 7 unique broadcasts in 30 days, average of 3 concurrent viewers, and 50 followers. Oh, wow. That's a lot. Ooh, up and right. So we're gonna go finish up the back of his head next. Awesome. Yeah, and it is a pain sometimes. And one thing I tell everybody, turn off the views. Turn off the views. Like, here, I can show you. Right? It shouldn't tunnel vision because I got stream raiders up there. But if you look at the top up there, I can't see the viewers or the followers or the subs. Why? Because people focus on that, and that's not good. I forgot where I just put that. Like, I don't... Nearly dinner time? Okay, perfectly fine. It's alright. What's for dinner, though? I've got potatoes and green beans, but I gotta heat it back up after stream because I'm not hungry yet. Oh, I forgot to add that as a rule. Wish you knew. Ozzy, like, DM me if you want. And I'll help you if you need it. Right, Lost Trail? An unwritten rule right now is if you're gonna get food or you're eating, you have to tell us what it is because I'm nosy like that. Also, if anybody needs help, feel free to DM me. I will not always respond right away. Potatoes, pork thing that you can't remember what, and veggie. Awesome. Rule number 1, food. Rule number food, yes. If you talk about food, eating, or cooking, you have to, yeah. Well, I wonder if I can make food a trigger word. Hold on. We're gonna do this. Add, food. There. How's that? Feel guilty leaving the bean since you stream in another room, plus you have to move everything to another room. Yeah, I get it. There you go. Just for you, Lost Traveling, we got this. It's unwritten, okay. Now it's written. Wonder. Oh, look. Add keyword. Let's see if that works. I had... Right? I did it! But now... I feel proud of myself. Now if we miss it, the bot says it. I wonder if I can make it say dinner, like meals. I'll have to mess around with it. Yep, there we go. It had to happen. Yeah, that is our rule. Because it can be. We have one more stitch right there. Oh no, I think I filled it in with a different color. That's alright. We're just gonna pretend that I didn't. Or maybe I forgot to mark that one off. That could be. I'll double check.
Know me. Take the time to dig deep underneath this red heat. We could really meet. Layers. It's time to lose these naysayers.
Wait, we do have one.
We're better off, the air will be richer, and everything's so much
I did that when it. One stitch of 413. What? Gotta go clean up the kitchen. I mean, it's fine. You can procrastinate. I allow it.
Love is lovely when it starts. Come with an open heart and give romance a chance and get to know me just for me.
When it's a really dark.
Bail out and leave.
Nobody know if I didn't do that one, but we're gonna do it because
It can be rough and quite fearsome, but to win big you gotta risk some, and I'm not like the other ones.
how messy is your kitchen? Good. Oh man, it didn't even work.
Work so hard, we don't need to act strong. It's been too long. Oh, love is lovely when
I like
it
food.
starts.
There we go.
Come with an open heart and give romance a chance and get to know.
I'll have to look into how to fix that.
Don't bail out and leave.
Is it? No, I turned off case sensitivity. I wonder if it was a question mark.
We can do as we please.
Could have been.
Listen to them as they preach. We don't need to work so hard. We don't need to act strong. It's been too long.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was.
When it starts, come with an open heart and give romance a chance and get
Yeah.
to know me. We don't need to work so hard. We don't need to act so strong.
Not me trying a third time to get this.
We don't need to work so hard.
I am not fat.
We don't need to act
Making my sheepy get me out.
It's been
No, I got hyper focused. Last night I did, and I finished the White Queen because I was hyper focused. I don't even know how or why, but man, I wish I had that every day. Finish everything every day. Oh, yeah. Yes. You know he's gonna. Spades to do 1 10 by 10. I am not fast. Okay, okay. In reality, if you remember, last Saturday, I was not on because I had a bowling tournament. I am honestly a very fast-paced person. Everything in my life, aside from, like, crafting mostly. I know, haha. In reality, I'm a fast-paced person. I read fast, I walk fast. You know, I do life fast. It's just me. So last week at the bowling tournament, it was just horrifyingly slow. And the other team irritated me. Also, because this is... Okay, we're gonna still do... Yeah, everything needs to be now. And I'm okay with it, right? My husband, on the other... He's not exactly fast-paced like me. But he gets it. Like, we're totally opposite. Like, he doesn't have to speed through stuff like I feel I need to. But then again, it's me. That's what I am. Right? So when other people tend to slow me down, it irritates me. So I got so irritated last Saturday that I just couldn't. I just could not do good at bowling. The last game. Was not ready on time. Good on you. Like, really? That's tough. I get it. Okay, before we continue, I gotta spin up a new acro, right? But if you go, right, the number / word side is down here, right? Let me move this back a little. Oop. Right? If you go off of this side, the strands pull out really easily. What I do is I slide that off after find the center. Look at that. I put it around my arm, and then I'll start winding it. Also, we have 7 minutes left on the battle. I might hit 500 stitches today if I stop talking. We have a little over an hour left of stream. Next Saturday, though, we'll be in the Stream Raiders category, still crafting, right? But we have exclusive drops next Saturday. What? Yes, I'm excited. Stormy! Hi, Stormy. How's it going? Hope all well in your corner of the world. He would stare at her in class, and she would try to act cool. But it was obvious, like, yes, it's kind of cool. So, a couple of my moderators have told me the past couple of years that I need to, right, in a good way, right? But I should start doing, you know, the streamversary thing. So I think we're gonna just do the affiliate versary. But it's more than just they tell us. They'll even, like, kind of do a mini announcement from what I understand. Right? And that's pretty cool. And when people come into your chat, they'll have birthday hats. Hey, before your anniversary, that's awesome. Stormy, I had nothing to do with that one. There's a few people that started streaming and made sure that some of us couldn't raid into them for the longest time. Stormy. Stormy. Too much. Just not sure. Some people that started streaming and didn't tell a bunch of us because they were terrified that we were going to raid into them, which they were correct. Right? And never told us and made sure to go live after we were offline, you know, stuff like that. So we could not assist in the fun of having new affiliate people. Stormy would never have done. I know. But oh, I will raid in. I will find out. I've no shame in that. I mean, I tried for weeks to raid into Shay when Shay started streaming. Except I could not. So, what did I do? I had somebody else that I know strayed into Faye. I think that was the awkward time period, Stormy, if you know what I mean. Because of somebody else, I think. Oh, we're not gonna state who, but yeah. Yeah, that was an awkward time period. But, I mean, no shame.
I can't believe it's already